Dr. Marshall Bahr just closed a $13 million deal from a single YouTube interview. He is a physician and disabled combat veteran who helps American GIs get their medical benefits. In just 5 months, his channel grew from 100 to nearly 4,000 subscribers. Now he wants to become the ultimate authority in his space without sounding like he's bragging. In this mastermind session, we're going to build a clear content strategy to help him reach bigger clients. We'll also break down how to use storytelling to build deep connections with his audience. Enjoy.
I'm a combat veteran. After 9/11, I signed up. I wanted to be a medic and eventually was going to get out to be a firefighter. But while I was in, I went to jump school, and these recruiters came, the Army Ranger recruiters, and they said they were having a hard time selecting, getting medics to pass selection. So I signed up. It was the hardest thing I ever done, but it was the beginning of an amazing career. My contract ended in 2010, and I had the choice. Do I stay in or do I get out? I wanted to leverage my medic background to become a physician because I had lost some friends, and I thought if I knew a little more, then I could have saved them. So I'm going to be a doctor. So we provide what's called independent medical opinions, which are otherwise known as nexus letters. So a veteran, in order to get connected for a condition, they have to have 3 things. They've got to have a diagnosis of the condition, something that happened in service, and they have to have the bridge that connects those two, right? So that's what the opinion does. It ties the current claim condition back to something that happened in the military. We want to be the standard bearer in this space, right? And it's a very niche space. Less than 1% of the population are veterans. So it's very niche, but there is such a high need for it. And we want to be able to say, we are the image bearers, we are the standard holders. When someone thinks about this service, they immediately think of us.
All right, we got Marshall here, part of our mastermind. The first time we're meeting in person, which is awesome.
I know, right?
Great to have you here.
Great to have you. Yeah.
As part of that, we do this. And so before we get started, we want to give you a little context on what you do, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah, so I am a physician. I'm also a disabled combat veteran. So I run an organization. It's called Exttera Health Veteran Disability Services. What we do is we work with American GIs, essentially veterans that are disabled, and we help them get the medical evidence they need in order to get service connected so they can get the benefits and the care they rightfully need.
Nice.
And the reason we exist is because the American bureaucratic system is very difficult to navigate for a veteran, anyone in general, and so we offer that layer of insulation to help them out.
Is it intentionally complex?
I think so, yes. Because I go to VA hospitals for my care. I love it, right? Great care. That's not the issue. A lot of guys have issues. It's not with them, but it's with the politicians, right? Because they can't, make their mind up. You got the left, you got the right, and they got to come together and make a decision. And by the time they make a decision, it's outdated. It's been 2 years.
Yeah. So we're about to spend 2 days together diving into YouTube and thought leadership and all the fun stuff. But you got me now here. So what are you working on? How can I help? Where can I be some guidance?
We started with you guys 5 months ago, but almost 6 now, with 100 subscribers. Today I checked it, we're at 3,700 subscribers. I have no idea what that benchmark looks like as far as growth, but I've been pretty impressed. And what's most impressive is not the fact that the channel is my main source of revenue. It's really becoming a funnel, right? It's becoming a beacon to attract people to get their eyes on our content, and then they come to our services. So it's really that tip of the iceberg of what we're doing. What I have learned through the process is where do I find my voice and how do I get it out to the public? Because there are, and really what I'm trying to do is become the authority in my space. Mm-hmm. There are other companies, competitors that are disabled veterans, experts in the space, but that's all they are, right? I have an additional layer on top. I'm a physician. I'm a medical doctor talking about medical disabilities. And so I'm trying to find a unique way to leverage that. And I'm curious what your opinion is. How do I leverage that my unique background, skill set, without coming across as bragging?
That's interesting that you would even think of it as bragging.
And I say that because in the military, special operations is what I was in.
Yeah.
You're the silent professional. You're always humble, a lot of humility. You don't talk about yourself. It's a unique situation I find myself in.
So 2 options, and we'll talk about the content strategy and how what your series are, but. The first option is having dedicated series on things that allow you to showcase your expertise. So we can work through that in a second. The second option is within your current videos in your series, there's storytelling. So every video, you have lessons and you have a story. Every story needs a lesson. Every lesson needs a story. So you are going to give advice. That's the lesson. Here's what you do. 1, 2, 3. If you are struggling, here are the steps you need to take. That's the lesson. But you need a story with it. They won't listen to your advice until they know who you are, what you've been through.
Yeah.
So you need a story so that they know that you actually care. You're not just some guy trying to make a buck. Like you've lived it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've lived it. You just look like a normal dude.
Yeah.
But until you tell me your story, right? So having a story so they know, oh, he's one of us. He's like lived this with us. Now they're willing. If I can make that video, why would they listen to me?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I've never served. Right? I have no disabilities, at least that I know of. Right? I wouldn't qualify for anything, but I could start. And lots of guys do. Like they start these companies without having any background or expertise. Meanwhile, you have tons of expertise and background, but if you don't tell the story, people don't know. If you just give the advice without telling the story, people don't listen to you because they don't think that you care or know. If you just tell a story, you might inspire somebody, but then like, okay, what do I do? You have to give them some action items on what they can do next.
Yeah.
So in the storytelling, you're just sharing your experience. You get to pick the stories that you're sharing. If you're talking about special ops, then it's a special ops story, right? You're telling the story in service of the message, not, so let me tell you about how great I am because I did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
The storytelling might even be how you helped a certain individual get their benefits because it was too complex, right? You don't have to say names, but you can share some of the details around types of people that you have helped. So you have a chance within every video to share a personal story off of either your own experience or people that you've helped and their experience. And in demonstrating through the storytelling, that shows your authority.
Yeah.
Because those stories are not replicatable by other people.
Yeah, that's true.
If I was going to do it, I don't have any of those stories. I can't talk about when I served, here's what, right? I can't share anything. I've never been shot at. I can't share these stories, right? You can share these stories.
Yeah. Spoiler, it's not fun.
Well, yeah. But again, your ability to share what you've been through connects the audience to you, so now they're way more willing to listen to the advice. Okay. So inside your current series, and we could talk about what you're launching right now in terms of your content strategy, but inside all of that content, you have the lessons. What are the stories that you're sharing, and how does it highlight your expertise in a non-bragging way? You're not there to show off your medical degree. You're there to add value to whatever the theme is and how your experience helps, right?
Yeah.
So one, it might just be a mindset shift, but two, when you're making the videos, what's a story that you've been through, either you personally or you've helped somebody through, that relates to the theme? If anything, it's like makes you more relatable than like bragging makes you not relatable.
Yeah.
Telling the story makes you more relatable so that I understand you've been through this. You're one of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so like my only exposure to working with veterans was, do you know Bunker Labs?
Oh, yeah. I know the founder of it too.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. So when I did a tour in 2019. We did 23 cities in 90 days across the U.S. And I mean, a lot of people come back from the service in having all sorts of issues, right? I mean, who are you supposed to talk about that you saw your best friend's head got blown off, right? Like all sorts of, alcoholism and suicide and just, I mean, And so Bunker Labs is a great organization to try to help people start businesses, become entrepreneurs coming out of the service. And actually, I love working with veterans because they can follow, like do this and they do it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the same excuses, right? When you've been through that, like, oh, I'm afraid to do that, like make a video, they'll follow instructions incredibly well. It's super disciplined. But a lot of them don't have money as well. Like you're not incredibly well paid coming out of the service. And so we had an arrangement with Bunker Labs that we gave free seats to our events in every city where they had a member that could kind of join, and they picked who went. And we never said like, that's the free person, but incredibly valuable and amazing humans who like don't get a ton of support once they leave the service. And so like the work that you're doing, imagine trying to navigate the complex system on their own, not having studied or trained for this, meanwhile having a disability and also having to deal with the coming out of the service and the mental, issues around that and the addictions and all that. And like managing what you do on your best day is going to be hard enough, let alone all these extra problems that they have to deal with, right? Yeah. Anyway, little side tangent, but I appreciate what you're doing. What's the current content calendar? What are the types of videos that you're making right now?
Yeah, and that's the question I have for you too: is the cadence, right?
Yep.
Because right now we're doing Monday through Friday, doing a video,
Great.
right? And they're all at least 8 minutes or longer. And our content is very hyper niche, right? We're catering to a certain population, veteran specific, disabled veterans on top of that. And so we're trying to expand a little bit and talk more broadly about than just disability services, but more about veteran issues, VA issues, things that are current events that are changing. So we have current event stuff, and then we talk about. Typically, they are content focused about a lot of educational content right now, and then we've been doing some new series where we are trying to kind of humanize who we are and doing what's called Combat Chronicles, where we share story. It's story sharing about our events and stuff that we did overseas and how it connects back to what we're doing.
Okay, so you have 5 videos a week. Have you done like Monday is this day, Tuesday is this day? Okay, so what are you have 5 days? Are there 5 different series?
Yeah, so Monday is we do a podcast style thing. It's me and then a veteran service representative, someone who's an expert in all claims rep stuff. Okay. And we cover a topic. And we go back and forth. I cover all the medical side. He covers all the regulatory side. We make it fun through banter. And then Tuesday is typically like a breakthrough video where we address a hot item.
A breakthrough video?
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Okay.
Wednesdays are always we call them the partner videos where we've lined up a partner veteran organization every week that we do about a 45-minute podcast with to just curate those and massage those relationships. It's relationship building, right? And then Thursday and Friday, those can alternate. Friday we try to do a current event, something new that's happening. And then Thursday is a high value educational topic.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday's a high value education.
Yeah. Friday's the current events.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So if you look at a series, those all sound great, theoretically.
Yeah.
You're how long you been doing the 5 days a week cadence?
Been doing it for about 2 months now.
Okay, so we're starting to get some data on how it's going. We're looking at different series serve different purposes. So either it's building a relationship with somebody that's going to be meaningful to your business in some capacity, like if having a partner on helps you in some capacity for your business that's outside of a YouTube metric, then it's worth it. Even if the video doesn't do well, the relationship is very worth it for you.
That's 100%. So those are historically our lowest viewed videos,
right?
But they pay off dividends on the back end, right? On the things you don't see.
Correct.
And I have real world examples. We through that, we ended up closing a huge deal with a company that is going to benefit us and veterans nationwide. So it's been that one piece right there is huge.
So keep the series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And you're the one doing all the interviews, right? Great. Are you comfortable saying what that deal is worth to you?
Yeah, it's $13 million. Yeah.
So you got a $13 million deal from doing an interview on a YouTube show. That's incredible. So then how do we make that a new benchmark for you so that who are the types of people you need to have on that are at least a $7 million potential? Not everybody's going to want to sign up with you, but if you're hopping on a call with somebody and doing an interview, then it's got the potential, that relationship, to generate 7 figures for the business.
Yeah.
And that's the filter.
Yep, and that's what we've been doing. Now that we have the series, it's been going for a while. It gives it lends itself to credibility, and so it's another pitching point when we go to these larger organizations and say, "Hey, we want to feature you, and this is our body work," and they love it.
What's a dream client worth to you?
What do you mean in value, or?
Yeah, like that's a $13 million deal. If you had an ideal client that you're working up towards, what would that be worth to you?
Yeah, it would be in the 7-figure range. Yeah. It's hard to put monetary value on it because all the organizations are different, right?
Why I say it is like these are done on Zoom or Riverside or how?
Yeah, Riverside.
Got it. So there comes a point on the size of a deal, and you have to make a subjective call where it's actually worth going in person to do it. Like fly to New York, go meet the person, spend $500 on a videographer to come in and film.
Yeah, and that was a question I have for you because some of these larger organizations, like the VFW, Wounded Warrior Foundation, these are synonymous. Everyone knows who they are, even in Canada, right? I mean, it's just well known. Those are the targets we're looking for.
Yep.
The thought is, I want to go out there, shake hands, look
Yep.
in the eye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the goal is the relationship, not how well the video does. And if you fly out to New York to go meet them in person and you bring a videographer, you're not going to show up with your iPhone and like say, hey, here, right? Like you got to get it. It doesn't have to be quite this setup, but you're hiring somebody who's going to take care of all the gear and everything else. Chances are they spend more time with you than just the interview. Because when you do Zoom, you say, okay, thank you, a little bit at the end, and then, okay, goodbye, right? And you still build a relationship. It's great. It's starting. You already closed some deals off of it. And if you're going to go meet them, then chances are they give you a tour of the office. Maybe you go for lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe you grab a coffee. Maybe they take you out, right? Because you flew all the way here to do that. Let me learn more about what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's less about the cost of a flight to New York or hiring a videographer. It's more like you're spending a whole day to do this. Like that's a day out of building your business. So that relationship has to be like worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they may not all convert. But if you're if you're talking to, the CEO of Wounded Warriors, I don't know where they're based. Do you know where they're based?
They have headquarters all over the place. There's actually a big one in Pittsburgh, but I don't know where their actual headquarters at.
Like if you're going to talk to the CEO of Wounded Warriors, you might want to hop on a flight to Atlanta to go meet the person, right? Like it may not turn into something immediately, but that's probably worth the day of your time and the flight cost and a videographer locally to go and film it. Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's probably doable.
It is.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You've already built up connections and relationship. You have history. And that's probably a good step to look at. And it now is going to invest more time. But what's a better use of your time than talking to the CEO of Wounded Warriors for an hour, maybe getting a tour of the office and having lunch, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing to do. So you've already proven the model and you're making awesome money doing it. Now, who are the bigger players that you can work towards, right? So that's a series worth keeping.
Yeah.
Right out of the 5, like that's probably the most important one in terms of driving business. So then the same lens is either like through all 5 series, either the relationship is really worth it for us, or it's leading to sales because it's a buyer breakthrough video and we're using it in our backend and our emails and our autoresponders and on our website. And again, so those don't need to have the highest views, but they convert well for us. And I don't know, have you set up tracking? Do you know if that's...
Yeah, they have been working really well for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So great. It's like you keep that series, right? Then the third series in general, like the buckets of how we're quantifying, it's either partnership that's leading to sales for us, it's either videos that's leading to conversions for us, and the third bucket is growing our channel and exposure inside the space that we are known as the experts.
Yeah.
Right? The way we're quantifying is now we care more about, is it leading to views and subscribers for the channel? Again, you're in a niche, so we're not worried about getting 1 million subscribers on the channel. That's not the goal. But are the right people seeing us? When a veteran comes home and they're trying to figure out the zoo mess of filing for disability, we want you to be the guy.
Yeah.
When they go to YouTube or Google and they search, and like there you are showing up.
Yeah.
And so that's where, like if you had 1 series on the buyer breakthrough videos and 1 series on the biz dev show doing interviews, and then you had 3 series that are geared towards growth. I don't know if that's how you would classify
I would,
out of the 5 now.
Yeah.
Then you start to measure the different series against each other. So if you have 2 months worth of data, those 3 series, the first 2 we're keeping because the goal is revenue generation and business growth, not YouTube growth. They'll probably always be the worst videos on the channel. Cool. The 3 other ones are fighting for their spots. You're not just making 1 video a week. If you're doing 5 a week, you have enough data to start making decisions off of it, right?
Yeah.
So
Points.
from the 3 series, what I would suggest is every month you look at which ones have led to the most watch time and subscribers for the channel. Because that builds your brand, that builds your awareness, that makes it easier to get other guests on your show. It makes everything easier for you. And then whatever series is performing the worst, you either tweak or you cut and put something new in. So we go 7 days a week. And every month I sit down with my...
and do you recommend doing 7 days a week? Because we've debated, we have enough content filmed now where we can do Saturdays, Sundays. I just didn't want to get viewer fatigue. I didn't know if that was a thing.
You don't, it's not like... The average person subscribes to like a couple hundred channels. You're not that important.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not that important.
Yeah.
Right? I've done 8,000 videos or something on the channel. Like the difference between 5 and 7 is not that big. To go from like 1 to 5 is significant. It then starts focusing on the quality. So do you have enough content? Okay, how do we start making the content better? So if you had 2 new series that you can do, yeah, I would play with it and try and get more data. It's like, is it a sustainable thing for you to do? Because if you said, okay, I can either go 5 videos and do everything from my office, and now I can go to 7, or I can keep it to 5, but one day a week I'm flying out to meet these CEOs, and I say, go do that and keep it to 5.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's better for the business, right? It might be worse for YouTube growth, but you're growing the YouTube channel to grow the business. The main point is grow the business, not just grow the YouTube channel, right? So it's always opportunity cost of time. If you said, I have extra time and I can pour it into making more content, I would suck up all the time that you are willing to give, but it's got to start paying off, right? Yeah. Now that it's like already you're seeing the returns on all of your series, right? Like the partner shows generating revenue, so that's an easy path to go do more. The buyer breakthrough videos is already converting on the back end, the people signing up. The other ones are starting to grow. You had a video hit 30,000 views or 40,000 views.
Yeah, 45,000 views.
45,000 views on a like channel that started with 100 subscribers or something.
It was wild. Yeah.
Right? So you're seeing the benefits on like all the different series. And you're an implementer. Yeah. You're not sitting here like, I don't know if it's going to work. Like, you're off doing it 5 videos a week. Like,
I'm trying everything.
It's awesome. It's great.
You tell me, and I say how jump. I'd say how high, and then if it doesn't work, I try again.
So if you have extra capacity, I wouldn't go more than 1 a day. And it starts to become more now about quality. Of the series, and then quality of your delivery. So what are the stories you're going to tell? What are the angles that we're going to use? How do we increase the even then production quality of the videos that are coming up? Obsessing over the first minute retention of the video. How do we improve our thumbnails and titles to get more people clicking? Especially on the 3 or maybe 5 series that we're focused on, actually trying to grow the channel.
Yeah. I was curious what you thought about this new split testing that YouTube's implemented versus the brand analytics that you have.
It depends on how seriously you're going to take it. At launch, and if you're a small channel, Studio is great. It's free, it's relatively easy to use, and it just depends on how many videos you want to test. If you want to scale, YouTube Studio is not built to scale.
Yeah.
So if you're going to run, like we have 8,000 split tests running right now.
Oh, jeez.
Every day. We've completed 10,000 split tests. We just crossed 10,000 using brand analytics like 2 days ago. You can't do that in Studio.
No, that's wild.
It all depends on how serious you want to take it. You're in a weird spot, like 3,000 subscribers. 3,000 subscribers?
Yeah, almost 4,000. Yeah.
4,000. It's a little low, but you probably have enough data because of the quantity of videos that you have for you to start taking it more seriously. Because changing the thumbnail or title could make a big impact. So the difference is YouTube at launch is great. So you can split test. We don't even let you test at launch.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks you have to wait, right?
You have to wait a week. Because it's a different audience. Because your hardcore audience who subscribes and have notifications on, they consume differently than a cold audience who hasn't heard of you before. So we don't even let you test anything until a week is up. So if you want to test at launch, because the variance is too high between days, then test at launch with YouTube Studio. To run a second split test on a video, you have to delete all the data.
I learned that yesterday, yep.
Which is crazy. Like, I love data. I don't know. I guess some people don't love data.
Oh, no, I'm a nerd.
I love data.
Stats.
You have to delete your test to run another test, and it's gone. So you'd have to figure out some way to save your screenshot or whatever to know, how do you know what you've already tested? How are you going to run another test when you don't know what you've already tested? That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that is crazy. But again, it's just not designed for scale. So if you're only doing like 5 split tests or you're only testing at launch or whatever, then cool. Like brand analytics is way overkill. Like you don't need it. You don't need a performance car to drive to the grocery store, right? It's like just
good point.
overkill,
Analogy,
right? You do not need it. But when you want to take it seriously, YouTube Studio does not scale very well at all. So when you run a test in brand analytics, it'll show you all the previous tests that you've run, title test and thumbnail test, and you can see what you've tried already. Like on some videos, we've tested 20, 30 different things so I can see what's happened. Why would I run the same test again if I can already have data on what? It just doesn't make any sense.
A wash, yeah.
And then another major point is we will tell you what to split test. So we find the videos that are underperforming, videos that should be doing better but aren't. Brand Analytics will tell you the videos to fix. YouTube Studio doesn't tell you what to work on. It gives you the ability to work on, but it doesn't. You don't know what are you going to fix. All the videos on you're doing 5 videos a day.
Yeah.
There's some low hanging fruit. What are they? So we'll tell you these videos should be doing better. YouTube is giving your videos impressions, but people are not clicking. So it means it is a good video. You think it's a good video. YouTube thinks it's a good video, but people aren't clicking. So what's the problem? Your thumbnail and title suck.
Yeah.
Objectively. Cool. Fix it.
Yeah.
Right?
Objectively, right? Yeah, 'cause
it's like, like when we started helping a lot of big names with their channels, the amount of politics on teams, like, oh, but I really like this purple. Like, okay. But it's not working.
Yeah.
So if you promised your mom you'd always use that purple, cool. But if we're trying to, this is a business and you're trying to actually grow, then your data is telling you this is objectively not working for you.
Yeah.
So you should fix it, I think, right? If you have a different goal, like your BizDev podcast show, it has a completely different goal.
Yeah.
We still want to optimize the thumbnail and title to get as many views as possible, but it's a different goal. Why you would have a goal of having purple on your thumbnail like as a goal?
Yeah, it is a strange goal, right?
You know, but it, like having the data, then it eliminates a lot of the infighting on big teams because like everybody has a subjective opinion. Like, okay, but here's like what's actually happening. So what do you want to do?
Yeah.
So videos that are getting impressions right now, but people are not clicking. So go fix these first. You might have 400 videos on your channel. You don't have the capacity to do all of them. And you also shouldn't, if its video's already doing really well, like don't touch it.
Yeah.
Right? Fix these other ones. Brand Analytics will tell you which videos to fix, as well as keep track of the entire history of each thumbnail, as well as tell you what to do, like do a thumbnail test on this or do a title test on it. That's what's currently in there. We're working on some really fun stuff that maybe I can tell you off camera. But the punchline is if you want to take it seriously and scale, you need a professional tool like Brand Analytics to use it. Yeah. If you're just going to do little tests at launch and run like 10, it doesn't make any sense. So it just all depends on them. You're in a weird spot because you're like pounding out the content, which is awesome. If you're going to take that same rigor, because you will grow. You're already growing.
Oh yeah, it's been kind of logarithmic actually. It's like slow, and then it gets kind of taken off.
And if you keep fixing your titles and thumbnails, like especially if you can put team on it, because for you to make a new video is a lot of work.
Yeah, I have a dedicated team that's helped me curate that.
So like their time is not worth as much as yours. You making a new video is a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Them updating a title or thumbnail is not a lot of work.
It's just busy work, yeah.
I mean, yes, and like it's still work, but you know, YouTube did a case study on my split testing, and we took a video that was 4 years old that was getting 100 views a day, and changed the thumbnail. It jumped almost 15,000 views a day on a 4-year-old video just by changing the thumbnail.
Oh wow!
And they did a case study on it. They stopped. I think it had 750 or 900,000 extra views by the time they like stopped the case study. Oh, this works. So like I'm in a much broader niche than you are, but still, if you can take a video that's like 2,000 views and get it to 40, that's actually like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just by changing the thumbnail on a 3-month-old video, that's worth your team putting some time into because you didn't have to make a new video.
Yeah, true, right?
Right? And the more we work with bigger channels, the unlock is less make a new video and more fix your library. Because I don't know how many videos you've done.
Yeah.
You have hundreds now, maybe?
I think we're at like 76 videos.
Okay, so 76. So it's like, it all depends on the ambition, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to grow like 1 a week, it's like, okay, it's not worth it yet, just wait. But if you're going 5 a week, you will quickly, your number one mover will quickly become fixing the library more than you making a new video. It doesn't mean stop making new videos, but you'll have a much higher leverage point. If you have 100 videos that need fixing, you'll get more leverage on your channel by fixing those than you doing a new video, right? So you're a little early, statistics-wise, but ambition-wise, you're right on, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can do it now, you can do it in a month, you can do it in 3 months.
Yeah.
You probably have enough data to start, and the more data you get, the more It just becomes
Yeah,
easier the more you unlock.
we are really small right now, but the growth that we have seen, I tried it out. We were trying it on our own for months.
Yeah.
We were plateaued at 100. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
So, the guidance is definitely a huge payoff.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to spending the next couple of days together.
Oh, yeah.
For people who want to learn more about you, where are they going?
Extterahealth.com. Yeah, so you can learn all about our business, or you can check us out my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Marshall Bahr.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Evan.
To watch me coach another amazing entrepreneur, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe. I'll see you there. Jeff Wright is one of my YouTube Mastermind members and runs a big insurance company. He wants to build his YouTube channel now. He made a short video to help people leave abusive alcoholics, and it blew up on social media. Now he wants to make longer videos to reach more people and grow his business.